All right, another month of NFL action is down the drain. The Green Bay Packers are currently sitting at 6-2 after narrowly escaping the Jacksonville Jaguars this past Sunday. I think narrowly is the right word to use, as this game had trap game written all over it, and the Packers could have easily ended up losing for one big reason I'll get to soon. Still, with the victory, the Packers move into second place in NFC North, but the Vikings have been lost 2 straight and also had their bye week. My last video, I talked about how the Packers just kicked themselves in the foot. And unfortunately, after another month of football, that still remains true to a degree. After searching for a kicker for so long, looks like we finally have one with the signing of Brandon McManus, and he's been cooking great for us so far, winning the last 2 games. His heroics, along with Josh Jacobs and Malik Willis, played a big role in the win. Good credit to the GM for signing these guys, because without a competent backup and a poor kicker, still, we would have definitely lost this game. But I'm still going to be my usual pessimistic self and say that, quite frankly, this game and the previous game against the Texans should have never came down to that, as a self-inflicting wounds reared its ugly head with the special teams woes and Jordan Love throwing the ball up for grabs. The Packers also once again struggled in the red zone, only scoring 2 touchdowns and 6 trips against a team with the worst red zone scoring defense, so awful not take advantage of that. Meanwhile, the Jags scored a touchdown on all 3 red zone trips, while we settled for field goals and yet another interception on Jordan Love's stat sheet. The interceptions have got to stop. And while Love makes up for them by making good plays and throws to score, the ITs are still a problem. Jordan Love, despite missing 2 games, is tied with Patrick Mahomes for the most picks of the season. You know, the gunslinging play style he has and he wants to mimic so much is fun to watch when it works, but kills you when it doesn't. His play style right now reminds me of not only Brett Favre, but Tony Romo and even a young Matthew Stafford. A young guy that makes spectacular throws because he trusts his arm to do so and to make them, but will still throw a couple of bad ones and you see results. So I don't like it personally. However, I can't blame it all on Jordan Love. This is Matt LaFleur's fault as well. And the reason is because he just throws the ball too much when Jordan Love is on the field. It's as simple as that. The way the Packers can clean up the interceptions with Love is easy. Stop throwing the ball so much. Josh Jacobs, the guy who you paid good money to come here, as I said in my last video, is lined up behind you. Jacobs consistently breaks tackles and gains yards after contact. The Packers rolled his back to win this previous game. So you don't need to keep putting your quarterback in bad situations where you're trying to force the ball downfield instead of just hanging the ball off to your really good running back. The Packers were rolling last year into playoffs because we ran the football so effectively. We were a run-first offense with Aaron Jones, and it helped tremendously with not only the offense coming to life, but for Love's games as well. He was no longer stuck having so much weight on his shoulders and played all play action and design plays drawn up by Matt LaFleur. All was great coaching and designs by him. I give him credit for that. But now he's just doing the exact opposite. Here, Jordan, just go out there and let it rip. And because of that, he's tied for most interceptions. So number 1 blame goes to Matt LaFleur, plain and simple. Stop throwing the ball so much when Jordan Love's in the game. Get back to being a run-first offense because it helps your quarterback and the rest of the offense. And was the biggest reason why we made a playoff run last season. So, with Malik Willis starting in Love's absence, you saw the gameplay. You saw that gameplay beautifully. And we saw it again this game against the Jaguars running the football. Granted, I understand that there are times when you do need to get the ball downfield. Don't get me wrong. There are times when you need to get the ball downfield. And we need to do that not only on the game-winning drive, but even the drive before that, where Matt got too conservative and gave the ball right back to the Jaguars, who offense had came to life by that point. The defense played well in the first half, committing so many 3-and-outs and not allowing the Jaguars to convert on third downs for pretty much the entire game. But by that point, like I said, late in the game, their offense had completely came to life at that point. And sure enough, that quickly scored against our defense that was just falling apart in the second half. Granted, we did lose Evan Williams, who's been balling for us. In his absence, the Jaguars took full advantage, picking on Javar Bullard. He struggled in coverage badly, missed 2 tackles, an explosive run to Tank Bigsby, and he gave up 4 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown to Brian Thomas Jr. So he did not have a good game, unfortunately, but I don't want to pick on him because it is what it is. Bullard's a rookie. Bullet plays more to his strengths closer to the line of scrimmage. Still, it was awful watching how badly the secondary struggled after Williams' injury. The last Jaguars touchdown drive, I I swear, it was like watching Joe Barry's defense all over again. Soft coverage the whole way, and things just came too easy, and they got downfield quickly, so that needs to be cleaned up ASAP. I don't want to see that. That's what we had to deal with all last year with Joe Barry, with all that soft coverage, especially late in the game when teams are trying to get down the field quick and score, and we're just giving it to them, not playing, just giving it to them, making them way too easy. And when someone like Eric Stokes out there playing many snaps, he's bound to give a big play at any moment. The defense also only sacked Trevor Lawrence once, and he finished the game with over 300 yards. The pass rush just sucks. Gary and those guys just aren't getting it done, and Jeff Hafley is left with blitzing to get any pressure as we did last week against the C.J. Stroud. No blitzing this game, so Trevor Lawrence got to eat. The sole sack was by Adrian Cooper, who definitely needs to remain on the field. He had himself a nice game filling in for Quay Walker, creating the fumble, the sack and strip fumble, which definitely turned the tides in the game and helped us get back in front and made it a little bit more harder for the Jaguars to climb completely back into this game. So Adrian Cooper definitely had himself a game. He definitely needs to be on that field. Even if Quay Walker comes back, he has to play a lot of snaps. He just has to. The guy's playing well. So, yeah, as I said in the beginning, the Packers narrowly escaped with a W and could have blown it, but credit to the Jaguars for not throwing in a towel, and they're a better team than what their record shows. So I don't want to make them sound like just some light opponent, because they're not. Other than that, Jordan Love did get hurt this game with a groin injury. We were all thinking he re-aggravated his knee, but it was a groin injury instead. So I don't know if he's going to play against the Lions, but if not, you can just mark it down as an L. Heck, you can mark it down as an L either way, because the Lions are just kicking everybody's ass right now, scoring at will. So while it might not be bad if Jordan Love misses next game, however, I still don't want to see the Packers lose another division game and at home again. That'll just be awful for us and the race for the division and playoff seeding down the road. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully the other injuries to guys like Jair and Williams isn't too bad either, because we definitely need them on that field. And if it's Willis getting the start again, then hopefully the run game can affect the game and keep the Lions offense off the field long enough. If Love is able to go, still run the ball, even more so, which is how I'm going to end this video. We don't need Love playing hurt, because it won't help the team. So if he can't go, keep him out. And it was smart to check himself out of the game against the Jaguars, because honestly, if he stayed in, we probably would have lost, because he was not comfortable off his game and could have thrown the game away. And I'm not saying that to attack Jordan Love, but you just saw how much the longer he kept playing, the more worse his game got because of those injuries. So if he can't go, just keep him out and just start Malik Willis, and we'll just see what happens. If the Lions come in and kick our ass, then that's to be expected. But if we play competitively and just maybe lose in the end, I'll be okay with that too. But overall, like I said, Jordan Love, if he does start, he's still going to need compliment. He's still going to need that run game to complement him. He's going to need the confidence from all sides. Stop making him be like Mahomes or Joe Burrow. He's not that, at least not yet. Run the ball, Matt. All right? Peace.